Bibimbap. So this is a really basic Korean marinated beef we're going to start with. This is a pound of flank steak, which is enough for 4 bowls. And all I did was add a little soy sauce and sesame oil, a tablespoon each of these guys, and a little light brown sugar. And then you throw it in the fridge overnight. So this one's been marinating overnight. And we're going to add it to a really hot skillet with a drizzle of high temperature cooking oil and browning that up. Let's start making the sauce that we pour over everything in this dish. So this is gochujang. So you start out with 4 tablespoons of that paste that we're going to thin out a little bit with mirin, a couple tablespoons of mirin, and then the brightness of some, and acidity of some rice wine vinegar, a couple tablespoons, a couple of teaspoons to a tablespoon just to shake over the top of superfine sugar. And then we just kind of work that together a little bit to get the paste thinned out. And then you're going to add a couple of cloves of fresh grated garlic. We'll give the beef a toss here. So we're going to start some mushrooms going down here. And you can use canola, peanut oil, safflower oil, any high temperature cooking oil. And one at a time, keep using the same pan over and over. We're going to cook off some mushrooms. Now this is a mix of cremini, shiitake, and oyster mushroom. I browned our mushrooms. All I added to that was salt, pepper, and garlic once they browned up. Now I'm working on the carrots. They just browned at the edges and their sugars are developing. So now we're going to add a fat splash of ginger and a little garlic to the carrots and a little salt and pepper. And then we have our carrots done. Give that a little toss. And again, this is the same pan I used for the mushrooms. One guy went overboard. Get back in the pan. And then, boom, that comes out. And then we take the same pan all over again, a little bit of high temp cooking oil. And we add our zucchini. Now when the zucchini gets a little brown at the edges and it starts to develop its sugars, that's when we add some garlic and the Korean red chili flakes. Give it a toss. Don't singe your garlic. Once you add the garlic, that guy comes out again. And a little pinch of salt. Boop, over the shoulder for luck. Okay. I have one thing I didn't show you yet. Look what's hiding in the blankie. I blanched some spinach. Because if you have some dark greens, you don't have to make a salad. So we have, this is 10 seconds, a 10-ounce, 10 to 12 ounce, but most of the packages are 10 ounces of fresh spinach. Blanch it for 30 seconds, put it on a kitchen towel, and let that hang. And I'm going to start with the rice in the center of our bowl. This is short grain rice that I cook in stock, vegetable or chicken stock, made to the package directions. And then I take a big old ice cream scoop and put the ice, that sticky short grain rice, in the center of the bowl. And I'm going to put a silicone lid or any pot lid you have around on top of my egg. I'm making a soft egg to put up on top of the bowl when we're done. So I'm going to let him cook over right between low and medium low. You don't want to rush him too much. You're just trying to cook the white of the egg and keep the top nice and gummy and jammy. So we're going to take a little bit of our marinated flank steak, pop that over here, and you just go around the bowl. Then we're going to put our mushrooms, our ginger carrots, our hot pepper zucchini, working all around the bowl, and our little bit of dark greens. Hello, spinach. Goodbye, salad. And then a little bit of our bean sprouts for crunch and munch. And then we're going to drizzle everybody with sauce. And then a little bit extra of our sesame oil. Bloop. And then, just like you're having a sundae, some sprinkles. Toasted sesame. Awesome. And then we will check on our egg. Perfection. Slide that baby up on top, and we're good.